Another group of weeds that travel along our state's roads, rights-of-ways, and trails is the knapweed complex. Two particularly undesirable members of that complex, spotted and diffuse knapweeds, have become commonplace, infesting nearly 1/2 million acres east of the Cascades, with 90% of that infestation in the border counties with Canada. Recently, small and large knapweed infestations have been found west of the Cascades. Knapweed invasions can cause tremendous loss in forage lands, replacing 63% of grazing forage for livestock and wildlife. Cindy Roche is a private consultant and an expert in knapweed invasion.
Basically, spotted and diffuse knapweed can invade almost any disturbed area as long as the soil is well drained, and that eliminates everything basically but the swamps, and where there's enough sunlight for them. So dense shade under deep forest won't have knapweeds, but all the other areas, rights-of-ways along roadsides and railroads and power lines, vacant lots, even lawns that are abandoned and not very well cared for and grow knapweeds, dryland, alfalfa hay, non-irrigated pastures, the whole gamut of open areas where knapweed can move in. Spotted and diffuse knapweed reproduce by seed, and they produce lots of seeds. In an area like this, the diffuse knapweed would be producing between 12 and 50,000 seeds per square meter. This whole plant breaks off at the base. It's kind of like a tumbleweed. It can roll in the wind and get carried along. If a vehicle drives over it, it can get lodged in the undercarriage. Or if this were growing along a creek or a river, it could fall into the river and float downstream.
The lesson learned from these knapweeds is to get control of them early in the infestation, because if they get a foothold, they will be economically impossible to control. People and animals are the primary movers of the weed species to new locations through contaminated shoes, tires, vehicles, contaminated forage, and gravel. Landowners, check your equipment. Passers-by, campers, and outdoorsmen, make sure you've not picked up part of a knapweed plant prior to leaving an area that is infested. Horse owners, be aware of infested manure if you take animals from areas where they may feed on infested forage. If you do happen to find a small patch, eradicate it right away.